Hey guys, Math 1500 statistics on this is the online section that I'm teaching in summer 2015. My name is Doug Darborough. I'll be your professor for the next 10 weeks. Uh, Really exciting opportunity here. This will be the first time we've taught Math 1500 online. In fact, this will be the first time I've taught an online undergraduate course. I have quite a bit of experience teaching graduate level courses online, but no experience teaching undergraduate courses online. But I think what I've learned from teaching my graduate level courses will clearly apply and be beneficial in presenting this course. So, guys, an exciting opportunity. Really, even though it's completely different, many aspects of an online course versus a traditional course, there are actually no differences. So I'm going to point all that out to you here in this video. So consider this video to be what I would traditionally do on the very first day of class. Have introductions, tell you about class policies and how your grade's going to be calculated and different things. So that's the purpose of this video, is just kind of introduce you to the course and the structure of the course, how things will be delivered. First thing on the agenda, advantages and disadvantages, just something you got to get prepared for. And I think overall the advantages of taking an online course far outweigh the disadvantages of taking an online course. The advantages, you have the flexibility to attend class when you want, sort of, at least within reason. I think that you're going to set yourself up for failure if you try to watch this week's video, the 1st of July. You need to stay current, but you have the flexibility. If you're a night person, well, you can watch lectures at 2 o'clock in the morning. If you have children and they get up at, say, 8 or 9, well, you may get up at 7 o'clock and watch some of the lectures before your children get out of bed. Maybe it just depends. Another advantage, I think, is the potential to rewatch parts of a lecture that were confusing. Statistics sometimes gets confusing, and even though I try to teach my tail end off and make it as easy as possible, there are parts that are harder than other parts. So the fact that you can rewatch parts of a lecture where you wouldn't have that opportunity if you were taking this class from me in the traditional, stand in front of the class and lecture type of a situation. Something, for example, like the central limit theorem comes up here in a few weeks. It's probably the hardest material that we run into. And if you need to see videos a couple of times, then you have that option where in a traditional classroom you don't have the option of watching lectures over and over like you do here. Now, I doubt you're ever going to get in a situation where you're going to want to watch a complete lecture over and over, but I think there are going to be parts where you'll want to watch pieces of the lecture and the videos over and over. Another advantage is summer vacations. Some of you, probably many of you, have summer vacations planned. And the beauty of this is if I were teaching this class traditionally, you would completely miss that week's lectures. And you would depend on someone else in your class to take notes and share those with you. You're depending on that person's accuracy too. Well, this way, what you can do is you can handle this one of two ways. You can watch the videos, lectures when you return from summer vacation, or do like me, work on it while you're on summer vacation. Now, that raises a lot of eyebrows, and people sometimes like, Doug, seriously? And I'll go ahead and tell you, I'm going to be teaching this class from Mexico for 10 days in July. But and a lot of people are like, well, that's kind of cool that you get to go to Mexico and teach statistics, but it's kind of uncool that you have to take part of your summer vacation time with your family to teach. It really isn't, because what I'll do is I'll just make adjustments. The kids usually sleep till about 9 o'clock. A couple of days a week, I'll get up at 7, and I'll do my work, and by the time they get up, I'll be done, and I'll spend the day with my family. And there'll be another couple of days that I'll probably work from about 8 to 11. And my wife will know that about 11 o'clock I'll be done, and she'll have a ice cold margarita waiting for me at the pool, and I'll spend the rest of the day with my family. So it's just about making sacrifices. I'm not going to miss anything important with my family through my vacation, but I can make adjustments and get up a little bit later, maybe stay up one night and work a little bit and be able to take care of my responsibilities. You can do that too, or you can just wait till you get back if you're not quite that disciplined, and wait till you get back and watch the lectures. Guys, a disadvantage. This requires persistence and it requires self-discipline. It's going to be so easy to just get caught up in the fact that, well, I don't need to watch the videos because, I'm too super cool and I already know this stuff anyway. And, you're just not disciplined enough to put on the headphones and watch them. So, guys, I think if that's the type of person you are, I don't think this is going to be successful for you. I think you're going to really fail at this if you're someone who isn't persistent and can't stay on task. Typical week's going to look like this. Monday, talking about being persistent and staying on task. I have no golf matches planned on Monday of this summer because Monday is a day that I'll create all my lectures from home and I'll post your weekly assignment on Hawks Learning. More about that later. Tuesday, I'll go to Lexington. Long story short, I have a not so great internet connection here at home. So I'll have to get up Tuesday morning and take my daughter to gymnastics. And while she's at gymnastics, I'll go to either to University of Kentucky or I'll go to Starbucks. And I'll upload your lectures. So by Tuesday at about noon, you should have your lectures posted on YouTube. Guys, you can expect about 4 videos of approximately 30 to 45 minutes each. And again, those should be accessible to you by, let's just say 1 o'clock on Tuesday. And you'll access these things through Blackboard. And that's something I'll show you here in just a second. Wednesday is a day I'll be on campus. I'll be available for you from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. You'll also have other opportunities to meet with some of our graduate assistants if you need help. Then I'll get their hours to you probably next week. I'm still working on that. Thursday, I'll be available from 10 o'clock to 11 o'clock via Adobe Connect or Google Hangout. So I wanted some opportunity later in the week because I know how people do. They don't necessarily like to get on things because if an assignment is due Sunday, they're going to wait till Thursday, Friday, or Saturday to actually probably start working on it. Some of you maybe even Saturday or Sunday. Guys, I won't be available on Saturday and I won't be available on Sunday. I don't work on Sunday. So, but if something comes up on Saturday and you need some help, give me an email, send an email, and we'll try to connect on Adobe Connect or Google Hangout, and I'll try to help you out. Guys, again, assignments are due 11:45 p.m. every Sunday. So don't be coming up here and saying, Dr. Darber, I didn't know we had an assignment this Sunday. You have an assignment due every single Sunday at 11:45 p.m. It doesn't mean you have to wait till 11:30 to start. Doesn't mean you have to wait until Sunday to start because your assignment will be posted on the previous Monday. So you'll have almost an entire week to work on this assignment. If you decide to wait until Sunday night, then that's a decision you made. But you don't have to. You can watch the videos on Tuesday, knock out your assignment by Wednesday, and you can have the rest of the week free. It just depends on how you want to arrange things. So a 50% deduction for assignments that are submitted late, and you can only submit an assignment 1 week after it's due. So this Sunday at 11:45, you're going to have an assignment that's going to be due. You will have until the next Sunday to submit that assignment late at a 50% deduction. If you don't submit it by then, you have no opportunity to submit the assignment late. Comparison, something I think is worth talking about, a traditional course versus an online course. I have taught, for the past 21 years, I've taught at Shawnee State. And every year but one, I have taught MATH1500 during the summer. And I usually teach it on Mondays and Wednesdays because Thursdays is my big golf day. So what would happen on a traditional course is you guys would come to campus for 2 hours on Monday, 2 hours on Wednesday. You would have your driving time, which would clearly vary from student to student. Some people, let's just say you do drive an hour each way. Well, if you think about an hour here and an hour back on Mondays, and then an hour here and an hour back on Wednesdays, there's 4 additional hours plus the 4 contact hours. Well, you're up to 8 hours that you are spending for this class plus the assignments. You're looking at about 10 hours per week that you're spending on a traditional course. Online course, you're going to spend less than that. You're going to have approximately 3 hours of videos per week. No driving time. Assignments, let's say about 2 hours. So guys, you're going to essentially cut the hours per week in half with the online course. And I think, again, research shows that the instruction is just as effective, but we don't have the driving time and we don't have the downtime that we sometimes experience in class. You're not going to have to listen to my corny jokes and corny stories and all that like my typical class does, or my traditional class. Guys, these are must. Guys, you must watch the videos. If you don't watch the videos, it's like missing class. The best predictor of you completing a class successfully at Shawnee State University, statistics shows, is attendance. You're not going to do well. If you don't have the discipline to sit down for 3 hours a week and watch the videos, I'm just going to tell you right now, this is not going to work for you. You need to try something else. But if you have the discipline to sit down and watch the videos for 3 weeks and spend a couple of hours on your assignments, the flexibility of watching the videos when you want is going to be, I think, monumental. Guys, you're going to have to check your email regularly. You and I have to stay in touch. It's not like a traditional classroom where we can talk about things. We have 4 hours per week where we meet and we talk about things. You have to let me know when things aren't working, and we've got to get those corrected very, very, very quickly. Leading into bullet 3, I would start checking Blackboard daily for videos, supplements, and announcements. And you need to check your email 3-4 times a day to make sure that you're not missing anything. Again, if you're not willing to do that, that's perfectly fine. I'm just telling you, this process is not going to work for you if you're not willing to do that. You save all the driving time. You got the flexibility of watching the videos when you want to watch them. Essentially, you got the flexibility of going to class when you want to go to class. But you got to go to class. You got to watch the videos. Guys, you got to submit your assignments on time. I don't want me to be out here in week 5 teaching you regression and you still back here week 1 or 2 farting around on descriptive statistics. We need to submit those on time so we can all stay current, and so on and so forth. The 5th bullet there, I believe, if I can count, is you must have a reliable computer and internet service. To me, that's kind of a duh factor because you're taking a course online. We've got to have a way to stay in touch, and we're using our computers and internet service to do that. Guys, you got to be self-disciplined. Let me share with you a story that happened with me this past semester. Some students that I had in class tried playing dumb with me, and as you guys remember, if you were here in Ohio during January, February, March, we had a lot of snow. And I live an hour and a half from campus, so I had to cancel class a lot. And in an attempt to stay current and not get too far behind, I posted lectures from home and sent the link, the YouTube video link, to my students. Well, about 3/4 of my students clicked the video link, they went to YouTube, they watched the videos, they submitted the assignments, and many of them told me that they thought watching the videos was a more effective way of getting the material than actually sitting in class, because they could rewind and watch things over and so on and so forth. They could pause, they could do things that they couldn't do in a traditional classroom. But I had this one group of students that would tell me, well, Dr. Darber, I didn't get it. And I got your link, but I didn't know how to open that video link. I didn't know how to, well, guys, I don't believe them. I really don't, because you know what happened? I sent a video to an email to the very same email address 2 weeks later and told them that class was canceled. They got that one, but they just magically didn't get that email the 2 weeks before that had the video links in it. Well, I don't believe it. I think they're just trying to take the easy way out and play dumb. And, if that's your approach, this is not going to work for you. You can't just come up here week 3 and say, well, I've tried. I can't find the videos. I've looked everywhere. The first minute you can't find the videos, you need to let me know so we can get those videos to you and get this taken care of. So, guys, this is going to be a fun approach. We're gonna have a blast with this. I think it's going to be fun. I think it's going to be good for you guys, especially considering it's summer and we've got so much going on this summer. At least I do. If I were taking this course, I could go out on my boat all day long and then come in after the kids go to bed. Watch some statistics videos. Guys, no excuses. Dr. Darbro couldn't find your videos. Dr. Darbro clicked the link to your video, but nothing happened. Guys, this isn't going to work. It's just not going to work. If you can't find the videos, you need to immediately email me and say, Dr. Darbro, where are the videos? If you get a link to a video and you click it and nothing happens, then you're doing something wrong. You can't just say, well, I guess don't have to worry about statistics this week because my computer's acting crazy. No, that's not the solution. You're going to need to get in the car and go to the library. You're going to need to get in the car and come to school, come to campus. Guys, you got to come to class. You got to watch your videos. And that's what I mean. When I say come to class, I mean you've got to watch the videos. And so no excuses, guys. It's not going to work. I'm going to call you out on it. Somebody said, Dr. Darby, you're the most patient professor I have ever had. And I am. I'm one of the most patient professors ever when I know students are trying. But when I have students who are just jerking me around trying to come up with lame excuses, I will call you out in a heartbeat. So guys, if you can't find the videos, send me an email. I'll help you find them. They're going to be easy. They're going to be a Blackboard. If you click the link and nothing happens, then we need to try a new browser. We need to reset your computer. We need to clean out possibly your browser history. We got to get it fixed, and we got to get it fixed immediately. Things happen quickly in a summer term. So guys, no excuses. And if you're one of these people who likes to come up with a million excuses to get out of your daily responsibilities, this is not going to work for you. But if you're someone who sucks it up, does what you need to do, stays on task, and then goes out and have a blast once your responsibilities are done, I think you're going to love this option of learning statistics. Guys, the syllabus I'm going to cover here in just a second. I'm going to tell you a little bit about the content, grading criterion. You got some mandatory on-campus sessions and examination requirements. The one thing I'll tell you right now before I get into that is all exams must be taken on campus. But other than that, about everything we do will be done remotely. Hawks Learning and Technology, how to get started on this stuff. Hawks Learning is the online course management system that I use. I'm going to demonstrate that for you here in just a second. The two things that you're going to need is my name, Doug Darbro, and section name is 1500. Section 02. Actually, I don't even think you need that yet because this is the only section of 1500 that I'm teaching. So I think it'll be the only one that will have an option of clicking. Guys, you're going to need a graphing calculator, and you're going to need to access R, which is a free statistical software package. All right, a little bit about me. I've been teaching now at Shawnee State for 21 years. I have taught this course, MATH1500, over 100 times. That just seems insane that I've taught that much. I think I've got excellent, I know I have excellent student evaluations. I think that students have found this course to be beneficial taking it from me. I think I know what I'm doing, and I think if you'll do what I ask you to do, I think this is going to be a really, really good learning experience for you. Personal interest, I love to play golf. I love scuba diving. That's primarily the reason we go to Mexico 2 or 3 times a year. And so, if I've got like a daily diving trip, I'll probably get up around 6:30, 7, and upload a couple of videos or, whatever. Catch my kids at breakfast around 9:30, hang out with them till about 1, go out and dive till about 5, and come back in, have a great dinner, and maybe do a little work that night. But even though I work, that's not going to keep me from doing some cool stuff. Also, I'm a big UK fan, so that will certainly annoy some of you. Education, bachelor's degree, mathematics is from Morehead State University. Got a master's in mathematics, 1994 from University of Kentucky. In 2002, I completed my PhD there. So let's get out of this and let's bring up the syllabus. And let me just go over what you can expect here. The information at the top is my contact information. Again, on Wednesdays, I'll be on campus from 11 to 1. If there's some reason I'm not going to be on campus, then I will hold office hours using Adobe Connect. And I'll show you in a later video how to use Adobe Connect if you don't know how to do that. And we can also use Google Hangout. That's pretty good if there's only a few people. But if we get into more than, say, 5 or 6 people, I've found that Adobe Connect is the best way to go. Remind 101, this is something, again, for an online course, it's just so important that we stay in touch. And Remind 101 is a texting platform that teachers use to stay in touch with students. The beauty of it is when I text you, you're not going to see my number, you're going to see that randomly generated number. And when you sign up for this, I don't have access to your number. So it's kind of cool, the anonymity portion of that. So I highly encourage you to join this. Again, to join, just send a text to 81010 and with the message at @DarbroStat. And so what I'll probably do, for example, once I get the videos up on Monday and get them posted on Tuesday, I'll probably send out a text and say, hey, the videos are posted on Blackboard. Good luck. Hope everything goes well. I'm here if you need me. Second thing, software. Most of us who teach statistics think that implementing a statistical software package is important. You are required to have regular access to a computer and R. I'm going to get out of here and show you a little bit about R. Okay, to get R, the easiest thing to do, I think, is just go to google.com and just literally type R and hit enter. And what will come up is the R project for statistical computing. So click that, and you're going to want to download the newest version. So I would go right here to download R. It's going to give you the newest. Now, when you download R, there is this part of it called the Comprehensive R Archive Network. Now, this kind of has the language that kind of builds everything from behind the scenes. We need to have a consistent language, so when I tell you what to type to achieve a certain goal, and when you type it, you'll get the result that you need. Now, if you scroll down to USA, you're going to see the University of California, Los Angeles. So if you'll just come over here and click that, and I'm not going to click it because I don't want to download it, but if you'll click that, it will give you the download version of R that's built through the CRAN at UCLA. UCLA's got some of the cooler stuff for teaching statistics, so that's why I chose those folks. All right? Now, once you get this, you're going to get a statistical software package here called R. So I'm going to click it and open it up. And what I'll do is I'll teach you on R how to perform statistics. For example, let's say we have some data of 5 exams. Maybe somebody scored an 80 and somebody scored a 78 and a 65 and a 45 and a 52. Well, then I can find the mean of the data. I can find the standard deviation of the data very, very quickly. Guys, I don't expect you to know anything at all about R. Everything that you need to know, I will teach you, and you'll have it on a lecture which is videotaped, so you can go back and watch it if something kind of goes wacky or you forget something. I'm not going to ask you to do anything unique or creative or independent on this. I'm just going to ask you to repeat things that I show you how to do in a previous video. So this is going to be really, really cool. So more about that later. I'm going to go ahead and quit this. I don't need to save it because I didn't do anything very cool. All right, so let's go to a calculator. Calculator is required too, because we're going to also do things on the calculator. ADA statement, catalog description, general education requirements. Guys, you can read that. I'm not going to read it to you. Course objectives, just a formal presentation of what I'm going to teach you. And the textbook. Guys, I'm changing the textbook. Up until now, I've used a textbook. I've used a different textbook. I changed to beginning statistics that goes with Hawks Learning for a reason. And I think it's a better online course management system. And I know the technical support with Hawks is a lot better. So if you have problems with something, you're going to be able to get help quicker than I found out we could get with my math lab. Guys, topics to be covered, whatever. That just tells you what sections we're going to look at. And on-campus sessions, there are going to be 3 mandatory on-campus sessions. No wiggle room. You must take exam 1 and the final exam on campus. Those will be June 30th and July 30th. And we have an on-campus session June the 10th. That's not going to be from 11 a.m. That's going to be from 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. You know what? I tell you what, we've got flexibility. You guys let me know what you want to do here. We can actually go 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. or we can go 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. So you guys let me know which one you want, and we'll go from there. And I'll announce the room once we decide on that. So guys, June 30th and July 30th, you got to be on campus. If, for example, you've got a vacation or something scheduled on one of those days, I know June 30th is awful close to July 4th. Just let me know, and we'll come up with another time for you to come to campus and log on and computer and take your exam. But guys, that's one thing I have. No wiggle room whatsoever. Your examinations have to be taken on campus and proctored. Guys, class policies, cell phones and computers are not permitted during class. If you miss an exam, documentation will be required. And again, you will have assignments due every Sunday at 11:45 p.m. Guys, again, don't come up with this stuff. I didn't know I had an assignment this week, Dr. Darbro. You're having an assignment every single week, and it's due every single Sunday at 11:45. Okay, calculating your final grade, you've got 3 major components: exam 1, exam 2. We call them midterms and finals, but they're 30% each. And then you're going to have 10 online assignments each week, and those comprehensively will make up 30% of your final score, your final grade. I'm going to require you to keep a video notebook. It's going to be 10% of your final grade. I want you to keep this notebook just as if you were sitting in class and taking notes. That's kind of the reason I'm doing this is twofold. I want to first of all see evidence that you are watching the videos and you're involved. You just don't turn the videos on and watch Modern Family in the background. That you're actually involved. And secondly, it's to your benefit. Because what's going to happen, the way I teach statistics, is your homework assignments are really just you doing again what I've already shown you how to do. So if you run into a problem that's kind of challenging, instead of you going back to YouTube and searching through maybe 3, 4, 5 videos and trying to determine in which video I actually covered a particular problem, if you've got it in your notebook and you're organized, you're going to get a good indication of when that problem was covered because of the way you've organized your notebook. Okay. we'll talk more about that on our first during our first on-campus session. Guys, a tentative schedule. When I look at that, I think a regular term, fall and spring, is spread over 16 weeks. So when I look at the tentative schedule, I think, my goodness, that is a fast pace. So guys, you can't fall behind. Let's do this the right way. Let's do it. Get this where you only take statistics one time. You suck it up. Commit 10 weeks to learning, and get this behind you, and go ahead and get this notched off in terms of completing your degree. Okay. Let's go to Google Chrome, and I want to go to the website and show you a little bit about creating your Hawks account. So where you're going to go is called LearnHawksLearning.com. So learn.hawkslearning.com. Now, when you get there, I've got some wacky stuff there, which is kind of crazy. But you're going to come into the new user option. So click New User. Now, at this point, what you can do, if you went to the the bookstore at Shawnee State and you bought the textbook, it came with an access code or a license number. The license number is 15 digits long, and access code is 30 characters long. So it has letters and digits. So you're going to carefully type either your license number or your access code there if you chose to buy the textbook from the bookstore. That's not your only choice. That's the most expensive choice, and if you like a big old physical textbook, then that's what you need to do. But there's another way that you can take care of the same thing much cheaper. So if you want to save money and get an online text, I'll show you what we can do. Come down here to Need an Access Code and go click here. Now, the second option here is purchase an access code. So if you download the software from our website, you'll need to purchase an access code in order to use the software. So click here. So first thing we need to do is type in our school name, and it's pretty clever. The next thing is select your product. Well, what you're going to want is you're going to want statistics. And I want to come over here and add this. So to add the online course management system that you're required to have, it's going to cost you $55 if you do it this way. Now, if you want the textbook, now that's totally up to you whether or not you get the textbook, because I'm going to teach you everything you need to know. You're going to create the textbook using your online notebook. But if you just prefer to have an ebook, you can come and add that. And guys, you're going to come down to Beginning Statistics ebook. So click that. And they're going to charge you an extra $15 for access to that. So you're going to be able to get all the stuff that you need, all the resources you need, except for the graphing calculator. And guys, you can go online and find those pretty cheap. You're going to need everything you need for my class is going to cost you $70. So you can go to View Cart, and it tells you there are no refunds and yada yada yada. So check out. And this way you're going to have a credit card. Now, if you're on financial aid, there's a good chance you're going to have to buy from the bookstore. But if you've got a credit card, you can save yourself a lot of money with the with this method. Guys, once you get this set up, you can go into your account, and I'll have your homework assignments that'll all be posted. This is it's very, very straightforward. I love the way that they're online course management system is set up for students. Very user-friendly. And what you'll have is you'll have three things. You'll have a practice component where you'll do some practice problems, and then you'll have some problems that you'll work, and it's based on a mastery learning concept. You don't get to count an assignment until you get right around 80% of the content correct. So you get as many tries as you want, but you've got to sit there and grind it out until you actually prove to the computer that you know what is going on. So we're all using this. All of the statistics professors at Shawnee State are using this approach. So this is not something just unique to me. Now, I mentioned earlier, you're going to have to stay in touch with Blackboard. So guys, Blackboard, as you probably know, is accessible through shawnee.edu. I'm going to go to my SSU and log in. Click Blackboard. Click it again. Don't know why that happens. Now, this is your course right here, this MATH1500 Principles of Statistics. But I want to show you a course that I already have set up, one that I taught last spring, because I want to show you what you're going to see, how things are going to evolve throughout the course, and then I'll come back to the 1500 and show you some things that I've already done. So this is what your course is going to look like when you click 1500. It's going to look something like this. Everything that I would say that mostly what we do here is driven by this content option. So guys, over here on the left, if we click content, this is what you're ultimately going to see. Now we have 15 weeks in a project. We'll just have 10 weeks. First thing you'll have at the top of the page will be the syllabus. And then I'll have all the resources that we need for week number 1, and week number 2, and week number 3. Now, this will come about little by little, okay? So it's not like I'm going to have all 10 weeks already done before we start. So, for example, if we come down to like week number 2, now what I'll have, this week number 2, January 19th, that was the date of the Monday of that week. So for week number 2, my Math 6620 students had 2 videos, and here's 2 data sets that I uploaded for those particular videos. Week number 1, I had an intro to syllabus, kind of like what we're doing right now, and they had 2 additional videos they had to watch that week. That's kind of like what you'll have. So what they do is if it comes time to watch video number 3, they just come to it and they'll click it. It will redirect them to YouTube. And this is a 30-minute video that I put up on categorical analysis. So guys, you'll watch it. You'll sit there and take notes. And that'll be 10% of your grade. All right, gang, let's see what you all have. You aren't taking Math 6620. Not ready for that one yet. You're taking Math 1500. And right now, the only things I've got up will be content. Under content are the syllabus and getting started with Hawks. So this is a document that I uploaded that tells you how to get your account started and so on with the online course management system. So what will happen is there will be a content folder, and I'll call this week number 1. And the Monday of this week would have been May the 25th. So I'll submit this. So eventually I will upload probably 3 videos this week. So, the one that you're currently watching, you will have got from week number 1. So you click that, and there'll be video 1, video 2, video 3, and anything else in terms of resources. So guys, it's important, it's critical that you stay in touch with me. You can't let a lot of time go. You can't fall behind. Statistics is too hard, and the pace of statistics during the summer is far more intense than it is in the fall and the spring. So guys, I think I've covered everything. The purpose of this video is just to cover what I typically would cover in the very first day of class in the summer, well, the summer, fall, or spring. An introduction, tell you what I'm all about, tell you what my expectations are, tell you how to be successful, tell you how you can certainly fail, tell you the things that students do to be successful, and also be honest with you and tell you certain things that students try to do that just will not work. And you know who you are, you know your past, you know your tendencies. If you're someone who likes to fart around, make up excuses, and we're not going to have much fun with this. You're going to waste an entire summer. You're going to end up with a failing grade, and you're going to have to take this class over. But if you're someone who will do what I ask you to do, and just try. I don't mean you got to commit your entire summer to statistics. I don't mean that at all. But you got to commit some time. You got to commit 5 to 6 hours a week to this course. But if you do that, pretty soon you'll be over. You'll have statistics behind you. You'll have a good grade on your transcript, and we'll all be happy. So, gang, that's all I got. Next video, we'll start teaching, and so that's it's actually the part that I enjoy much more. So, guys, take care.